here on Friday, January the 31st. January is already over. Hello, Minxuses. Hello and welcome. She's here too. Of course, Miss Minx is here. Yeah, July. Oh my God. January. I did say January, right? God, I hope so. Oh well, who gives a shit? January. Oh my God. January, almost over. Well, is over today, I suppose. But, so, 1/12th of the year, already poof, gone. So, it's early today. It's not very bright out there. That I open the windows, or I open the curtains, but it's not really helping with the whole lighting of the front room. I'm going ahead and getting this out of the way early. I still have my hair in my little rat tail. That's all I got left. I am helping Mr. TH2 Thomas later today, like at 1:30. He's got some stuff he wants to move to a storage unit, so he asked if I would be available to help him with the storage unit or move some stuff. So I was like, yeah, sure. I ain't doing nothing. So, but other than that, I'm on weekend vibes until then, and then after then, however long that takes. I don't know how much stuff he's got and how long it's going to take to get it there. But yes, that's all I'm doing today, other than answering a question, of course. I don't know if you've seen. I got some 20 ounce of the wild cherry stuff. It tastes creamier in the 20 ounce than it did in the cans. I don't know. That's kind of weird. But so I did a couple taste tests this week. If you've missed those, and some from the vault. There's one day where I think I posted like four from the vault, because there's a couple that are like really short, and I happened to find. I kind of like how it went in line, because I have them like numbered. I have the folders with the stuff numbered. On these, I have these little flash drives, the green one and the blue one, and then I have an SD card down there. That was I think I got all the SD cards and all the stuff from the camera bag. But yeah, I have these little flash drives in here that shunk. And like I said, they're all numbered and everything, but I started with the wrong one, because I think I started with like 238, and on one of these other ones, because I think I started with the green one, and then I found on the blue one like 232, and I'm like, oops. So, but it's all kerfuckered anyway. Like, at least they are in order, because they've all been from like May of 2011, so a very long time ago. But you know. And I still have some more of those to go between the two flash drives I've got here and the SD card that I've got down there. So I'm trying to keep track of what I've posted and what I haven't. So actually, I think I might be up to the one. I don't know what it is. The name of the folder is just 247, because I think I posted 246. I think that was the raccoon one, where there was a raccoon on my back porch over at the house. I think that one was 240 or 346, whatever. So now I'm up to 347, which that's all the folder says. I have no idea what, because a lot of them, they have a number and then a title. What I guess I decided I would title it when I made the video years and years later. But this one just says 247 or 347 or whatever it is. I don't know. So it just has a number. So I know what the order that it's supposed to go in. So that'll probably be the one that I post next, I guess, since I did 246 or 346 or whatever the heck it is, because I'm pretty sure the 46 one was the raccoon one, but I don't know. But then I gotta go back further, because I gotta go back to the 230s or 330s or whatever. You know what I'm saying, the 30s. I started like at the end of the 30s, and then I found some older ones on one of these. I don't know, but oops. And then, of course, if I can ever get, Thomas has my hard drive that crashed, and then I have a laptop in there that has footage on it, I'm sure, that never got posted either. I did actually find a bunch of clips. There's this one folder in there called Happy. I think it was called Happy or something like that. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it turns out it's a bunch of footage from, I think it might be behind the scenes stuff from when Nick made his movie. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I'm glad I have that. I'm glad I have that backed up. I'm sure Nick probably appreciates it as well. Nick's not watching these. Nick's video diary way back in the day, once again. You know, he doesn't watch these videos anymore, as far as I know. But yeah, I have a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff from his movie or something, because he was going to put like special things on the DVD, and he wanted to put like an Easter egg on there or something. That might have been the Velociraptor reel or something, because every once in a while somebody would, I think it was something Ed started. He like came in like doing like the thing, so that got to be a thing on the set. Was, you know, people like coming up behind somebody and doing the Velociraptor thing. But I don't know if I have any of that. I hope I have some of the Velociraptor stuff. That would be good. But yeah, so I have a bunch of stuff on these old things to still. Oh shit! I don't need that. So still plenty to explore. Plenty of things from the vault for you to do. Now, if I can move my cordial cherries that I have sitting here, I can get to the book of 99 non-lame journaling prompts for teens or me, whoever, and we can see what today's non-lame journal prompt is. Still haven't done any of the writing prompts, obviously. Maybe someday. We'll see. Do you think kids should be made to go to school? What could the alternative be? I mean, life is a pretty good teacher, you know. A lot of people go to school and still come out pretty fucking stupid, so I don't know that it necessarily matters. I don't know, and then there's like all these things, of course, you know, back in my day, Pluto was a motherfucking planet, you know what I mean? Like, so there's all this stuff that, like, is apparently wrong that we've been taught that were facts. So it's like, how do we know that the facts that are being taught to the children today are actual facts? Or if someday they're just going to say, fuck it, no, we're going to change that. I don't give a shit, Pluto is a fucking planet. I got you, bro. Pluto is still a planet in my book. My very excited mother will still bring us 9 pizzas. I'm not abandoning you, Pluto. I don't care. I'll just make up my own facts. Fuck it. But, I mean, I know there's a lot of different things, like, you know, I mean, a lot of people homeschool. Like, my sister did that for the girls for a little while, and she had different things that she could do. Like, she had there's a place here called Powell Gardens, and she would take the girls there every once in a while just for kind of like a science, you know, trip, some kind of something to, it would count as some kind of something like that. So it's, I guess, you know, getting out and experiencing the world, whatever, you know, because sometimes I feel like that's more important than, like, being smart is just, I don't know, like, being prepared for the world and how much it's gonna just fucking suck on a daily basis. Like, yeah, life fucking sucks. I mean, I guess it's good if you, like, know things, but I don't know. I'm kind of at a point where I'm kind of like, do we really know what we know? I don't know. It's like, there's just so much information out there, but it's like, I feel like a lot of it is, like, you know, one-sided or whatever, or, you know, I mean, you know, they say, people have given Fox News shit for years for being conservative, and I mean, they are, it's no doubt, but, like, all the fucking media is, you know, they like, nothing doesn't have a slant to it anymore, from what I, you know, like, somebody's throwing in, like, even just how you, like, word a headline or something. What was it the other day? There was something the other day, from the local news. Something. It was a water tower that fell down, and they made it sound like it just fell down unexpectedly and, like, landed in somebody's front yard. But if you clicked on the story, like, so the headline, like, was sensationalized and totally fucking lied. I mean, not totally fucking lied. I guess the water tower did fall down, but it was a planned demolition that went wrong, and because they had these straps or something that were supposed to be holding it, and I guess one of them snapped or something, and then that caused it to be I guess they got the straps put back on it or something, but when they went to pull it down, it twisted instead. Like one of the legs buckled because of, I guess after the thing snapped, it kind of swayed in the wind a little bit. So, but that's what it was, a planned demolition that, But if you listen to the headline, it was like you just thought like, oh my God, this water tower fell down, out of nowhere. Like nobody expected it, but no, they were in the process of bringing the fucking thing down. It was just like I said, like the headline was like overly sensationalized, to make you click on the story, and then like you read it, and then you get like the actual facts inside the story. But how many people would just scroll by that on Facebook and just be like, "Oh my God, this thing fell down!" And did you see the thing where the thing fell down? Like sometimes people don't always read the story, or people kind of like people will read a sign and not like or not pay any attention to a sign. Like working in the computer lab, I know that. Like we would put, if the network was down and printing was not not available, we would put signs at the door. We would put signs like we would tape little signs to, the top of the monitor. We would tape little signs to the keyboard, because it's like at some point, like you're looking at the screen. Of course, you're looking at the screen, not the top of the monitor. Like you're looking down at the, you're typing, tippity type. I mean, I guess maybe not everybody looks down when they're typing, but it's like you should be like looking at one or the other, like. And it's like we would put signs up. We would put signs up on the printer, at the door, on the computers, on the printer, and still people would be standing there, and they'd come over to you and they'd be like, I can't get my thing to print. No fucking shit. No fucking shit. You gotta be kidding me. But I shit you not. Credit work, this is probably going to start to be read right here. From that. Like, the book isn't very thick. It didn't hurt. Credit where credit is due. This one girl, one night, she walked in. She looked at the sign. Then she looked at me. And she was like, does it really not print or does it just say that? And I was like, of course, professional. I'm like, no, sorry, the network's down, it's not printing, whatever. I wanted to be like, no, we just fucking hate people, and we don't want you to come in. So, we think if we put these signs up, you won't want to stay here. You'll just go away, and I'll get to have the lab all to myself, in silence, in peace, in tranquility. But no, I mean, maybe she thought we forgot to take the signs down, because that does happen from time to time. Credit where credit is due. There sometimes that does happen. So maybe that's what she was thinking. Like, oh, the network was back up. We just forgotten to take down all the signs. I suppose. But credit to her credit, she read the sign. She didn't just sit down and print. She saw the sign. She read the sign. She inquired about the sign. So that's more than most people on a daily basis would ever do. That's the one time I got asked. Even if it seems like a somewhat silly question, I guess, like I said, maybe she just thought we forgot to take the sounds down, hadn't, gotten it back yet, or hadn't gotten it done yet, whatever. So, I don't know, I mean, there's a lot of, history that they're, redoing, like, the Indians and the Pilgrims weren't like, singing Kumbaya around a fire or whatever, so it's like, I don't know, like, what are the facts anymore? I don't know. I just don't know. So, I mean, I guess school is important, I guess, to kind of learn the basics. But there again, it's like, how much shit did I waste time learning that I've never used in my entire fucking life? You know, like I have, like I have a calculator on my phone. Oh, you're never, that's a meme I see on Facebook every once in a while. You're not gonna have a calculator in your pocket. Go fuck yourself. Yes, I do. I basically have anything, you know. You can have a calculator. You can pretend to drink a beer on your phone now. Like, you have a translator. The translator can translate for you, you know. You don't have to, like, actually know a language or anything, you know. I don't know. So maybe, like, you know, teaching children a trade, maybe, you know. Something, because I know they only have trade school for like seniors in high school, right? Or is it juniors and seniors maybe, like where you learn a trade instead of, you know, like people who aren't, you know, necessarily interested in going on to college or anything like that. Like maybe we could do like trade schools from the very beginning and teach kids about, you know, if they're interested in, you know, cooking, for instance, you know, you could teach them like cooking classes or different, you know, different things like that instead. Kind of, you know, take them toward their passion, whatever, instead of, you know, because I mean, you know, I went through a lot of school. I don't remember a single fucking minute of it. Like history, it already happened. It's boring. I don't care. You know, okay, whatever. You know, like math. I was never good at math. It was always more frustrating than anything. Like science, I just, you know, I was never really dedicated to my education. Like, I mean, I guess I was always interested in reading, you know. Like every time I came home with a new book, because there was like, depending on this was elementary, if you were at a higher level, you got a different book or something like to read from. So we had, you know, the different classes or the different sections of the class would, you know, I don't remember exactly what. I don't remember. I just remember like every time I you know got a new book, I was happy and I was proud. I brought it home and I showed Mom. I'm like, oh look, I was upgraded to the next book, you know. But it's like, I don't remember anything. Like, I didn't retain anything. Like I would know what I needed to know. Like, tell me what I need to know to pass the test, and then poof, just it's gone. Just move on to the next thing, whatever the next thing is. Passing the next test, doing the next task, whatever, you know, writing the next paper, doing whatever. Like, just I'm focused on this, you know. Like, I don't know anything about anything. Like, I'm not even sure I could tell you all 50 states. Like, I never really honestly cared really about it. It was like, it was what I was made to do as a child. You go to school, you know, but it's like all those years of education and I'm still pretty fucking stupid. Like, I'll admit it, you know, like, I don't know, capitals, definitely. Don't ask me capitals of, like, Missouri, Jefferson City. I fucking live here. That's the only reason I know. Like, the town that I grew up in is like a town, it was 600 people, now it's 500 people. I know one street name in that town. Well, I guess two, because my mom lives on one. I know the street that my mom lives on, whatever. But there's one called Parkway, and it's because there's like this main loop in town, and, you know, like, that's why I know Parkway. I could not tell you any of the street names in my town other than that. Don't know. Don't have a fucking clue. I guess it didn't matter because it's like I lived on this street. Well, we lived out on the highway actually, so we didn't even have a street name to our address. It was just something Highway 13 or whatever, you know. But now that Mom lives in Grandpa's old house, you know, she lives at the very beginning of town, basically. So like she has a street name now. But yeah, I don't. I grew up in that town, you know, and I don't know the street names. Like, it's just, I guess it didn't really matter to me, you know. I didn't live on the street. I didn't need to know the name of it, you know. When, you know, I remember that was kind of one of the things in kindergarten, you know, like Do you know your address? Do you know your phone number? Can you tie your shoes? I guess that's important. Those are like the things I kind of remember from kindergarten. Um, I don't know. Like I couldn't tell you. I'm not sure I could name all the states, and I definitely could not tell you the capital of any of them that I don't live in. It doesn't matter. I don't live there. I don't care. Like, why do I need to know this shit? Like, if I'm wanting to send something to a friend, I ask, hey, what's your address? You know, like, I don't need to know all this other shit for any reason. I don't know. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't say that I'm a very good. I feel like maybe I learned somewhere along the way more creative thinking or critical thinking. I think that's important. I think we should be instilling that in people, because Jesus fucking Christ, all this shit on the internet that's fucking fake, and people are like, oh my god. I can't, like, the fucking paranormal, all the fucking paranormal videos are fucking faked. Every single fucking one of them. But you'll have people sit there and be like, oh, it's a fucking demon. It's a demon. Oh, it's a demon. You know, and I'm like, it's not. They're fucking faking shit. Oh my god. Or like, how many times, I have not seen that lately, praise the fucking Lord, the whole, Facebook's gonna start to charge. I saw it on the news. Nobody saw it on the fucking news, you dickwad. Oh my god, that shit just drives me insane. Like, luckily I haven't seen it in a long time. Your shit isn't gonna turn blue. If it's a waffle, you do not want it to turn blue. Let me tell you that right off the top of your... Apparently that's been scrubbed from the internet. If you search for blue waffle, it's not the same experience. It's not as traumatizing anymore. Because I tried it and I'm like, oh my god, where'd it go? That's so crazy. We gotta bring it back. We gotta go back. So I can't say that I'm a very big... I don't feel very smart. I don't know things, you know? Like I said, I'm more like critical thinking, artistically inclined maybe, with like creative writing and all that kind of stuff, you know? My quick wit that people say that I have, you know, where I can come up with a joke, I can come up with a response on the fly, you know, that's more my vibe, I guess. That's more my... But that doesn't take education, necessarily. It doesn't take necessarily being... I don't... Maybe it's a different kind of being smart. I don't know. Because, you know, but usually when people say you're smart, it's the book learning. You know, it's kind of, you could name all 50 states and their capitals and whatever. Like, that's how we value education or intellect. But I don't know, like, being more creatively inclined, like, you know, creative writing, being able to, you know, tell a story, put it forth into words. I mean, I guess that's still kind of education, because it's like, you got to know how to write, I guess. But there again, I don't know all the rules of writing. I just write how it sounds good. I don't, like, if someday if I ever do a writing prompt from this book, you will find out. I don't care about necessarily... I can't even tell you right now. The writing, you know, the rules of writing, and how you're supposed to write with participles and all this other bullshit that I couldn't tell. What the fuck is a participle? I don't know. It's a word in my head, so apparently it's a thing, something. It sounds important. I don't know what a participical. Don't fucking know. Don't care. I just write however it sounds good, you know? I'm very conversational. I got in trouble for that in high school, toward the end of my, you know, high school career, because I remember Miss Waters, our English teacher, she said that my research paper was too conversational. You know, like, it needed to be more professional, or I can't remember the word she used. I don't know, but it's like, I don't care. Like, I'm writing this because you told me I had to for a grade, so that's what I'm doing here. Like, it's just like my job. Like, and I have bills. I need to pay bills. So that's why I'm here. I don't necessarily, care about what I'm doing, or, I'm not necessarily interested in what I'm doing. I haven't won the lottery. I haven't played the lottery. Maybe I'd have more of a chance if I played it, winning the goddamn thing. But, that's kind of my education, was just kind of like, as a kid, college, I didn't really want to go be an adult yet. I didn't want to get a job. I didn't want to grow up. I still don't, forced to. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just go do more school. And then that ended, and I'm like, more school? So went and did the master's thing for 3 years. And then, but I can't tell you a single fucking thing from any of my classes. Like, even college, like, the most thing I remember from college is when I went to Wentworth. It was a military academy slash junior college over in Lexington. And I remember talking about, I couldn't tell you what class this was. I don't know what I was supposed to be learning, but we were talking about the ghost stories from around Lexington. I remember those. Those were of interest to me. But what the class was about, couldn't tell you. Like, what I was supposed to be learning, I don't know. I don't know. So I absorb what is interesting to me and then move on, I guess. So I can't say that I'm the very biggest... I'm not the very best example of of education and should kids go to school. I feel like there's other ways to learn stuff, I guess. Most people, like I said, put their own spin on it anyway. It doesn't even really necessarily matter. People are going to think what they're going to think. So, because I guess maybe I learned critical thinking somewhere in school, which is important. But like I said, I feel there's other ways to learn that too. And like I said, if they don't care about education, if they're not interested in it, if they'd rather go work on a car or, work the farm with their dad or whatever, if that's all, maybe when they grow up, they might make different decisions and wish they, had done things differently. Maybe they're just like, oh, I just want to work on the farm with my dad, learning a trade, how much shit in school do you actually even need for going to get a job? Because a lot of them want you to have experience now to get a job. It doesn't matter how many books you read, or how many research papers you wrote, or how many citations you used throughout your entire fucking, educational career. They're like, oh, you don't have any experience, well, we're not going to hire you. So it's like, you get on-the-job training anyway, to know. I guess that's kind of how I thought about college, was it's like, how much of this am I actually going to use or need? Basically, I'm just sitting here paying a bunch of money to get a piece of paper to get somebody to hire me, and then they're going to tell me what they want me to know anyway. Or, want me to think, maybe. Why? I'm just wasting a bunch of money doing all of this stuff that I don't really necessarily want to do. But there again, I didn't want to be an adult, so it helped me avoid the real world for a while. Long enough, I guess. And now I'm in a bunch of debt, so that's cool. Yay! I gotta pay all that shit back. Yay! So, I don't know. I don't even know what necessarily... I feel like life skills are more... Because people are like, well, why don't... I've seen that come across Facebook. Well, why aren't the schools teaching kids how to do taxes? And all that sort of stuff. It's like... life skills that they're actually going to need when they get out of school, prepare them for the world, maybe that's, the parents' job to do all that. I don't know. 'Cause, yeah, we never talked about doing taxes. XYZ something, carry the 4, I don't know. I don't know. Fractions, Does anybody fucking use fractions? I mean, I guess if you're like baking and stuff, you might need fractions for that. But the cup, the measuring cup, it's a measuring cup because it has measurements on it, and you just put in, oh, I need that much milk. Stop at the line that says 2/3. I don't know. I guess you have to be smart enough to know that that's a fraction, you know, to stop there. So, I don't know. I mean, I can't say I ever really got much out of my education, obviously. But, I mean, I feel like I grew up okay anyway, you know. I mean, I went to school. I did a lot of school. I did not retain probably 98% of it. Ghost stories. How to tie my shoes. Experiences. I like experiences. You know, going on little trips. I remember once we went to see Wizard of Oz as a play. I don't remember which class that was in, you know. But I remember there was these kids. There was this chase scene at the end of the play. See, this is what I remember. I don't remember my classes. Don't remember education. Whatever. But I remember there was this chase scene at the end of the play, and the witch had dropped her broom, and these kids behind me were like, "Get the broom! Get the broom!" And then, of course, you know, the chase ends, and the witch picks back up her broom and like, "I told you should have picked up the broom." Like, I remember that. Not class, not reading, writing, arithmetic, none of that shit. Don't know. Apparently just never cared. That's what I retained. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's other ways for kids to learn shit, you know, anyway. Life skills that are more important necessarily, you know, because you're going to live in your life. You're going to live in society. You're going to have to learn how to deal with that. And I don't know how much fractions or XYZ carry the whatever, who gives a shit, participle. I don't know how much of that is actually going to help you in your day-to-day life dealing with other people, because there's a lot of them, and they're everywhere, and they're annoying. That's why it's like, don't leave the house. Just... You got to, for your job, deal with other people, deal with other, you know... I mean, we should be teaching kids not to be a dick, I guess. Like, that's important, you know? There's people, other people, you're not the only one on the planet. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of bullshit that fucking sucks. Welcome to being alive, kid. I don't know. So... hopefully somewhere in the middle of that made some sort of sense somewhere. But yeah, that's that. That's your question for the week. I've probably talked on it for long enough. This could be close to 30 minutes. I don't know. I have 2 minutes left on my battery, apparently. But still plenty of time before 1:30. So I can maybe sit here and get a nap or something before I go help Thomas throw some stuff in storage. So, other than that, Gail, once again, is still doing his questions of the day. He has questions of the day that he does. He's still on the old book. He's still using... I still have it over here somewhere. Yes, he's still on this book, because he's catching up with himself where he left off. So he's got that book and some other book that he's been answering questions from. So I'll put his little question of the day thingy up over here somewhere so you can go check him out should you choose to. And other than that, have a wonderful weekend, and I shall see you for what I say.